Hello gamers, opinions incoming. So if you guys disagree with me, you can leave a comment, but please, this is just my opinion. Anyways, today we're going to be ranking the pistols in Phantom Forces. There are 9 pistols, and I think all of them are pretty good. I would say that there are a few that I prefer and I think are better. First of all, obviously the XIX I have over 1,000 kills on now. It's probably my main secondary, but yeah, that one's coming up later. In the number 9 spot, we have the GB22. Here's the thing with the GB22. The SFG 50 isn't the best. And the GB22, maybe with the 50 cal conversion, could be considered better just because it shoots faster. Better than the SFG or not better than the SFG? It's in the pistols and the SFG is in the others. And this thing, it just feels like not the best. It does 20 to 15 damage and it does have a 50 cal conversion that gives it a torso kill, but it doesn't really matter because at that point the XIX just exists and the XIX can torso kill and has 8 rounds. Maybe people who like main this gun are going to be like, oh, it's just a high skill ceiling gun. And yeah, maybe, because if you do hit all headshots, it's pretty good. But like even the zip, which some people are gonna be like, this is worse than the zip. The zip at least has that 50 round drum, shotgun conversion, stuff like that. Without the 50 cal conversion, good luck even getting a couple of kills with this thing. In the number 8 spot, we have the zip. I only have 11 kills on this thing. It can be decent, right? But that's with a lot of attachments. I don't have those attachments, and I'm even going off with attachments. It's just weak. Like it can 3-hit to the head ranges, but the muzzle velocity isn't really the best, despite it being at 22. And the damage to the body is really bad, and you have to click a lot, and you're just gonna get arthritis. So for your sake, I recommend using a different pistol. Like it's fun to use this for challenges and stuff, and I'd say overall with like fully attached, this could be just better overall for like actually killing a lot of people than the GB22 can. What? No way. That guy was like 1 health. I actually got a double. Come on. Yes. As you can see, you have to hit a lot of shots. I just full magged that guy. Better overall than the GB because at least you can get a 50 round drum and whatnot. Let's see if I can actually get like 1 more kill on this thing. I'm going off, bro. I'm the number 1 player with the Zip 22, no attachments. Spoke too soon. At the number 7 spot, a controversial pick, the M1911. This gun is actually really strong, and all the pistols after this are really strong. This can 2-hit to the torso. Between this and the M45A1, it's kind of a toss-up between the two. I feel like before the M45A1 was just better. Now this one and the M45A1 are actually pretty tied, because I think this can kill with 1 limb and 1 torso, whereas the M45A1 needs 2 torsos. But the M45A1 still has a larger capacity and an extended mag. But as you can see, this pistol, it goes off. All the pistols after this are really strong. Like, the pistols category is really, really good. Also, it's an M1911. Like, the capacity isn't really the best, and the recoil is kind of without like a muzzle brake, but this thing does pack a serious punch. It used to do more damage. It used to do like 52 with the torso multi. Now it does like 48 with the torso multi. Next up is the Glock 17. This one, for some reason, I like the Okay, really this guy? For some reason, I like the M9 more than this thing. I'm not actually sure why. It's probably just the irons. This thing is also very strong, very similar to the M9, although this does have an extended mag and a little bit more capacity even without an extended mag. But the M9 does 1 more damage. They have the same RPM, same multis and everything. So they're very similar guns, but I feel like, in my opinion, the M9 is just a bit better, just due to the irons and a little bit more damage. Next up is the M45A1. As you can see, it has a capacity of 10 to 11. It has an extended mag that makes it have a 16 round capacity. That's a lot of rounds. I don't really have... Oh, wow. Oh, that is a sick inspect animation. The nice thing about these ones is that they all have like a 4-hit ranges. You'd be surprised how effective like 4-hitting with a pistol can be. Although I don't think they have the best muzzle velocity, which is kind of a big deal, but I'm not actually sure why I'm using a scope on this. Dude, this server has so many stupid snipers. Just for the extended mag plus the greater capacity, even though it does a little bit less damage, I'd say that the M45A1 is just a little bit better. I think it shoots slightly slower as well. But yeah, it can definitely 4-hit all ranges. These guns are like the M1911 and the M45A1. The M45A1 used to be just better in nearly every single way. Now they are kind of balanced, and just because of the capacity of this one, I think it's a little bit better, but you could completely disagree and I could see why. Coming in at the number 4 spot is the Desert Eagle L5. No way. The dude who was camping with the M107, he said, GG bots, easy. And I said, imagine being Ed the Ted 11, and he got vote kicked. and it went through. Anyways, the L5. The L5 is the XIX's younger brother. Pretty much outperforms every revolver in this entire game, except for like Executioner and 1858, which even those two, in some ways it performs better than them. It doesn't do the highest damage, but it can one hit to the head. It has an extended barrel, which makes it one hit to the head pretty far. It also has a greater capacity than a lot of the revolvers in this game, and its multis are actually pretty good as well. The only reason that I would recommend the other pistols over this is that since it can only headshot kill and not really that far, and the damage in LRC isn't really the best, it's like 32. The XIX does 38, and the Executioner does like maybe less. I don't remember, to be honest, but the Executioner does 80 max, and with something as low as 56 max for a gun like this, it's not really the best, but you can definitely 2-hit in CQC. No real complaints with the L5. Obviously, like most people, I used to use it a ton because who hasn't used the L5 a bunch? It's a rank 18 deagle. Everybody's used it at one point. At the bronze spot, number 3, we have the M9. This is like the Glock 17 that I just personally like more. Is it better? Not necessarily than the Glock 17. That's really the comparative one here. They're both rank 0 pistols, but as the rank 0 pistols go, if you can put a few rounds into a guy, this thing does 35 max with a 1.5 times headshot multi and a 1.1 times torso multi to 20. So it can really just bop some people. I talked about this in my underrated guns video. It's like nobody really talks about how good for a starter pistol the M9 is. Like it really just goes off. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should just main this. At the number 2 spot, we have the 5.7. This is a very controversial pick as a lot of people don't even like the 5.7, but in my opinion, it's really good. It does 29 to 22, which doesn't really sound that good, but it has a 1.2 times torso multi that allows it to 3-hit to the torso in CQC and 4-hit to the torso all ranges. It also has a 20 round capacity, can have an extended mag that has 30 rounds. It has some really good pen and muzzle velocity. Think of it as a P90 secondary, except it actually does way more damage than the P90. See, I can shoot through things with this gun without AP. It has 1.5 studs of pen, which the XIX has 1.5 studs of pen. That's a 50 Action Express. It's a 50 cal. This has 50 cal pen essentially, and more muzzle velocity, I believe, by a lot than the XIX, and way more capacity, way less recoil. Obviously, the XIX is a whole different ballgame as it can one hit to the torso, but as the pistols go, like, I would use this pistol over nearly every other pistol in the entire game. Yeah, it doesn't do the most damage. I don't know. I just started like vibing with this gun a ton. It just feels good. Has a lot less rotational recoil than the other pistols in this game do. You probably expected what the top pick was going to be. It's the XIX. It can one-hit torso to 40 studs. If you put the extended barrel on it, it's to like 56 studs, and it can one hit to the head to like 70 studs, and with extended barrel like 120 studs. It has 400 RPM, 1500 studs per second muzzle velocity. It shoots pretty fast though. It shoots as fast as the L5 does. Bro, if you want to get a one-hitting pistol, this is the thing. The one-hitting secondary, maybe it's beat by the Executioner, but obviously, well, the Executioner is a revolver, so it doesn't matter. This is the best pistol. All the downsides, the recoil, the bad handling, everything. It can one hit to the torso. It doesn't matter. There you have it, gamers. That's all of the pistols ranked. If you guys disagreed, please let me know because I just want to know. Do you guys like the 5.7? I like the 5.7, but I guess a lot of people are going to disagree with that. I will see you in the next one. Peace.